Are there enough speakers in this soundbar? Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here from Walts, and today we're taking a look at the HW-Q990C, which is an 11.1.4 soundbar from Samsung. Now, there is a lot to uncover here, so we're going to cover everything from the design, the connectivity, and the audio, and if you stick around for the end, there'll also be a sound test. So, let's jump right into it. Now, before we talk about the design, I think it's important that we go over the actual dimensions, as that this soundbar is a little different than the others. We actually have two dedicated rear speakers in this kit as well, so the dimensions on those have a height of 7.9 inches, a width of 5.1, and a depth of 5.5 inches. The subwoofer is going to have a height of 16.3 inches, a width of 8.7, and a depth of 16.1, which is pretty large, but it's also going to be easy to tuck away. And for the soundbar, the main unit, that's going to have a width of 48 inches, a height of 2.7 inches, and a depth of 5.4 inches. So overall on the larger side of soundbars, especially in the Samsung lineup. Also to that, something else I can appreciate is the fact that it is only 2.7 inches tall, so it might feel big, but that's enough for most of the Samsung TVs on their stands to clear so that you have clearance depending on what size you get. And if you're mounting it on the wall, it also comes with a wall mounting kit. If you're really looking for that minimalistic look, you can also achieve that with those rears, because they do have mounting holes, threaded mounting holes on the back, so you can actually mount these to the ceiling. Probably not the ceiling, but to the wall, because they do have that ATMOS speaker on top. So if you have like a wall behind your couch, you could put those, on the wall, or you could just put them on speaker stands. All you need is power. Also, something with the satellite speakers on the bottom is actually a notch that's carved out to hide that power cord. So if you do, put these on stands or on the wall, they'll look really clean no matter what. Now, I really like the metal mesh look, which is on all the speakers except for the subwoofer. It's pretty durable, and you can definitely tell the quality's up there, and it's nice and heavy when you pick it up. Now, I don't really love the look of the rear satellites just because they have that kind of weird hump on the top, but I really do like the way that they sound, which is obviously the most important thing. The soundbar also has some helpful buttons on the top for easy access in case you can't find the remote and you need to make a quick adjustment. And since we're talking about the remote, it does come with a remote. I know, crazy. Not everyone will need it, but I find it important to mention, and it does have some helpful controls on there, so if you're not willing to set up the SmartThings app and really tune it that way, you can use it on your remote as well. And if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. So when connecting to the soundbar, you can actually connect your SmartThings app and control all of the EQ and everything you want in there. And as far as, physical connections go on the 990C, it's going to have 3 HDMI ports, an optical port for, connecting to the TV, and then of course, one of those ports is going to be an ARC port. It also has Bluetooth as well, so if you wanted to just connect your phone and stream some music, you can do that. My personal favorite and a feature that this soundbar has is Apple AirPlay or Spotify Connect. And essentially what this lets you do is just cast the music that you've been listening to on your phone directly to the soundbar without missing a beat. It's definitely one of my favorite features, and if I ever see that something has it, I make sure to mention it. Now, before we jump into audio, I think it's important to mention one of the key features that you will be taking advantage of if you have a Samsung TV. And that is going to be Q-Symphony, specifically Q-Symphony 3.0, which is the newer version for the newer TVs. It'll still work backwards compatible with, other TVs, but most of the 2022 and 2023 line, some of the 2021 in the premium, but most of the line will work with Q-Symphony. And essentially what this feature does is turns your soundbar and your speaker audio together to give you an even more enhanced listening experience. And we actually did a video on this, so you can check that out here. If you already have a Samsung TV, then this could definitely be a tipping point for why you might lean towards this or a soundbar from a different brand. Also, if you're pairing it to, a newer Samsung TV, you get that SpaceFit Pro feature, which you don't even have to connect to the SmartThings to take advantage of. You can actually just use your remote. And this is basically just going to calibrate your soundbar for the best possible sound for whatever room you're in. And because you have actual, rear satellite speakers, I think this is almost a must for anybody who gets a soundbar. So make sure you have it calibrated so you're getting the most out of your room. Now, I think we've covered just about everything but the audio, so what makes this soundbar so special? Well, like I said earlier, it's an 11.1.4 channel soundbar. So what does that mean? Let's break it down. You got 11 channels of audio around you, front, rear, left, right, center, all that fun stuff. And then the one is obviously the subwoofer, but the 0.4 and why it makes this soundbar better than most is that you actually get Atmos speakers, not just on the front of the soundbar, but on the rears as well. You have audio coming from behind over you and audio coming from front over you. So you get an even more realistic Atmos experience than you would with something that doesn't even have rear speakers. And you're also going to be able to change with that remote the sound modes. So if you wanted to put it in a surround sound mode specifically for movies, it will be able to do that. And as far as compatible formats for surround, you're going to get access to Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Matte, which is Atmos Music, and DTS-X. So, what are my personal thoughts after getting to listen to and mess around with this soundbar? Well, first off, I don't think this is for your average TV watcher. I think, unless you have the budget for it, obviously you could get whatever, you want, but, for someone who is in a small space or, doesn't have a TV that's 65 inches or larger, I don't think that this would necessarily be the perfect option for you, just because based on that, your price that you're on your TV, you're going to be spending just as much on the soundbar. So I definitely think it's geared more towards, the larger TVs, larger rooms for sure. But I just think that, the biggest thing here that sets this apart from the other Samsung soundbars and other soundbars, in the industry that kind of would compete is the fact that you get that 0.4 at the end. Having actual height speakers from both the front and the back make ton difference, especially if you're in like an open concept room where you don't have a wall to bounce that audio off. It's going to be, a game changer. Now, it is time for the sound test, so we can wrap things up. If you guys are looking to pick one of these up, we really do appreciate the support, and all the links are going to be down in the description. Also, if you're here in the Phoenix Metro Valley, you should come visit our store and listen to this. We have it on display. And as always, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Feel that bass.
Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is a product that you're interested, make sure to email me at youtube@walts so I can get you a special YouTube discount. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one.